Viewers, there's a landmark judgment that has been delivered by the Supreme Court today on women's health, and to give us more details and what this actually means, we have Shweta also joining us in the studio. Shweta, over to you.
Thank you, Deepak. It is in fact a landmark judgment with far-reaching social impact. The Supreme Court has now ruled that menstrual health and hygiene are fundamental rights protected under right to life, which is Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, right to free and compulsory education, which is Article 21A of the Constitution. The Supreme Court has directed all schools across India to provide free biodegradable sanitary napkins of the highest safety and hygiene standards to all the girls. A bench of Justices J.B. Pardiwala and R. Mahadevan held that the lack of access to menstrual hygiene facilities and gender-segregated toilets directly violates a child's right to education. The Supreme Court has ordered all states and union territories to ensure separate toilets for girls and boys, along with adequate water facilities and disability-friendly access to all toilets in the schools, and this should be implemented within a strict guideline and timeline of 3 months. Now, schools have also been directed to establish menstrual hygiene management centers, which should be equipped with spare uniforms, essential material to handle menstrual emergencies in school premises. Issuing a strong warning, the court said private schools may face derecognition if they fail to comply, and governments will be held accountable for any possible lapses. Calling it a judgment for society at large, justices said that this measures is of progress. It measures how progress is protected and how we protect, in fact, vulnerable people in this country. And no girl child should ever be forced to step out of school and stay away from school because her body is treated as a burden. The ruling is being hailed as a major step towards dignity, equality and uninterrupted education for millions of girls across the country. And joining me on the show is Rekha Agrawal, advocate, Supreme Court and women's rights activist. Also with us is Barkat Rehan, social activist. Thank you very much, the two of you, for taking time. But I want to come to you first, Rekha Agrawal. How are you reading, this judgment which now equates a woman's right to menstrual hygiene as a fundamental right?
Oh, I think it's, Shweta, it's a beautiful and most welcome decision. And this clearly shows that wherever the executive fails in its duties, the judiciary can step in, to protect the fundamental rights of the citizens of this country. And this is a clear revalidation, I would say, of the constitutional rights which are guaranteed to women under the Constitution, women and children. That is the fundamental right of equality as well as positive discrimination. This is not a negative discrimination, but a positive discrimination. And it says again, this judgment has again reiterated that, where the Swachh Bharat movement has failed, and where the rural and urban divide also has to be taken note of, that that in urban states at least some measures were being taken, but there was an absolute neglect where the rural areas were concerned. And now menstruation, which is a taboo subject where nobody liked to talk about, it was all hush hush and something which was probably women were supposed to be ashamed of. And because of that, there was a huge dropout rate in schools. So this has shown that, the way this girl child was leaving the school. So what are we talking about? Right, but a beti bachao, beti padhao, and right to education, which again is a fundamental right. So menstruation, which was equated with inconvenience, a girl undergoes menstruation, therefore this actually means that now she's going to suffer some kind of inconvenience, some kind of disturbance in her study schedule, because the facilities which the state ought to provide, clean toilets, clean hygienic toilets, sanitary pads, all those which are basic necessities, which the girl child was being deprived of, and which led her to either drop out of school totally, or at least taking chutti from school whenever she had a periods. So this way her studies are also being affected. And now this judgment has again reiterated that when we talk of equality, when we talk of justice, it has to be substantive, not just on paper, but it should look real.
Absolutely. It's also important to point out why the Supreme Court came up with that judgment. And that judgment came because, A very unfortunate case came to light in Haryana, where 3 sanitary workers were asked to send pictures of whether they were menstruating, so send pictures of their used sanitary pads. That triggered a nationwide outrage. The case of period shaming is not limited to those 3 women alone in Haryana. It happens everywhere in all schools, all colleges. Women just don't have access to what's basic, right to sanitary pads.
Shweta, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, it is even shameful to even talk about this incident. You know, I feel appalled about this Haryana incident. That how we can demean women, the ladies and the girl child of a country in this manner by asking them to show they use sanitary napkins to prove that they have actually been used, and not, you know, some financial bungling is being done. So to, you know, kind of literally bring them to the level of, you know, where you're degrading them and treating them as second rate citizens. I think that this was like a, you know, like a wake up call for for our judiciary to take, you know, in fact, suo moto. In fact, such kind of cases should be, they deserve suo moto, you know, recognition by the court. And I think that the dignity of the girl child has to be saved at all cost. You know, you cannot treat women like an animal. It is actually like treating a woman like an animal, to show that whether the sanitary pads are being used or not. So the dignity, the basic right that we have of dignity, a constitutional safeguard, a fundamental safeguard that we have, that to be protected. And that is why the Supreme Court has come down heavily and given a time bound. It's not that something that it will be done in a phased manner. It has to be done in a 3 months time, and results have to show. So that means that clearly the Swachh Bharat movement did not show the results that it ought to have, that should have been there on the ground level. And that is why the courts had to intervene. The courts had to intervene in this manner over here and ensure that the girls are not, you know, forced to leave their schools, that the sanitary napkins are provided to them, and that menstrual hygiene, which is again, you know, a requirement. It is again, as you use the word, it is not charity. It is a basic fundamental requirement of every woman that has been safeguarded.
You know, I think one of the provisions that Supreme Court has also made, that if these measures are not implemented in a time-bound fashion, which is in the next 2 to 3 months, private schools can be de-recognized. Now, we haven't heard from private schools yet, but I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of hue and cry, because, you know, it's not just separate toilets, segregated toilets that they have to provide. They also have to provide, you know, sanitary pads to every student, whoever needs it. So to make all of that available in the next 3 months, I'm sure a lot of private schools, private universities are going to cry foul at this point, saying that it's not, you know, long enough a window. In your assessment, is 3 months good enough a time?
I think that is more than enough. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. And it has to be done in a time-bound manner and not done in a phased manner. And I'm very, very happy to hear that, you know, this order is, you know, applicable even for the private schools. There is no dearth of money. They're taking huge amount of fees on one ground or the other. You know, they are protected in every which manner, whether it is the private schools or whether they're aided schools. And if there's a threat of derecognition, I mean, providing separate toilets for girls and providing sanitary pads, ensuring menstrual hygiene is not, you know, you're not asking for the sky. You know, I mean, you're asking for something very basic. So, I mean, building a toilet, you know, whatever funds that the school has, you know, they can be used definitely for this kind of a purpose, which is not, as you yourself use the word, that the court has said that we're not doing charity. So this fundamental right, if has to be implemented, and has to be made into, as I said, the results have to show. There has to be substantive, you know, substantive justice, substantive equality.
Right.
And 3 months is fair enough time to make toilets. I mean, how much, after all, does a toilet cost? And you know, if the existing toilets have to be segregated or demarcated, so be it. So then you just have to make the walls over there.
Absolutely.
It's going to cost. I don't think it's asking for too much.
Okay, I think it's going to be more a problem in government schools, if not private schools that already charge an exorbitant fee
Yes.
from the parents.